that's right. It was.
Yes, the sports council did meet. We have another meeting scheduled next
June,
Yeah.
end of June, after everything.
before that. Okay.
Yeah, it's the week after everybody closes up.
Okay.
Or is it June 21st is when it's on the calendar?
We also, I just, over the last couple of months, we've had the Gooch that I went to most of, and well attended, seemed to be well received, so that's good. And then did see the Labyrinth installed at 300 King.
Yep.
Still needs some landscaping, but
Someday.
someday. And some decorated rocks, because it's,
Yeah, agreed.
need to get the friendship rocks in there.
Did they pull them out of the woods when they were doing that a couple of years ago?
That
Yeah.
was ultimately the goal. However, there were some reasons for delay in the project, and one of the things that they wanted to do, I believe it was last spring, was to get people to go out into the public and collect them and bring them to 300 King. But because there was that delay, that message never really got out. So that's something that we've got to figure out how to work with Kim and Geraldine and see what they want to do to be able to get that stuff out there. I mean, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe this weekend I'll go and take a couple and put them out there. Maybe that'll get the excitement going. So, yeah, we'll see.
The dog walkers.
Yeah.
All right. Any other updates? Anything? All right. So
You guys want to introduce yourself?
yeah, we should. So I didn't know. It's like, is there a place where we're introducing new folks, or
It just says,
welcome new commissioners? All right, so let's welcome the new commissioners.
All right.
welcome. Kate, you want to go?
Sure. Hi, I'm Kate Jacobson, and I'm very excited to be on the Parks and Rec Board on the commission. And I don't know what else you want me to say. I've got a son at Russell Street, so we've taken part in a lot of the Parks and Rec programs. He's basically an ambassador, I think, to CAMT unofficially.
Absolutely.
And yeah, very excited to be here. Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Scott Brown, same, very excited to be here and see what kind of energy and passion we can bring here, and just very excited to get started.
Awesome.
Welcome aboard. All right. So acceptance of minutes. So we've got the minutes from last. Is it from last?
That's 12.
12. Okay.
of
So.
April and 3rd of May.
All right, so we've got 2 sets of minutes. Has anyone been able to review them? Any issues, any edits?
So I didn't see any edits, but you guys are here.
All right, so why don't we do, can we get a motion to accept the minutes from 4/12/2022?
So moved.
Seconded. All right, all in favor? Do we have to do a roll call, or is it?
You don't have to do roll call because everybody's here.
All
You
right.
will have to do roll call for the positions.
The positions?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so all in favor?
Hi.
All right.
All opposed? Guys, happened. All right, and now we're going to accept the minutes for May 3rd, 2022. Can we get a motion?
So
Come on,
moved.
Kay, make a motion. All right, and a second?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Hi.
All right.
So this next one, Amanda is here, so I will admit her to. So while Amanda is connecting to the audio, I will just go over a little bit of this. So I was contacted by Dolphin Insulation to request an event to use Fay Park this upcoming Saturday, June 18th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And that is a fundraiser for a Hands Up group, which I believe is connected to the Sleep in Heavenly Peace. You know, we will see. Amanda, if you're there, can you unmute, please?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for just inviting me, I guess. Yeah, I know it's confusing. At Dolphin, we do a lot of charity. My dad does the Sleep in Heavenly Peace bed builds. I'm a part of a nonprofit called the Hand Up Group, and we do mission trips here in the States and also in third world countries like the Dominican Republic, Haiti. So this fundraiser is actually for our Hand Up Group, not really associated with Dolphin Insulation. That's just my company. So yeah, basically we do cornhole tournaments, pretty easy, straightforward, a couple hours, people have fun, and we're able to raise, about $1,000 for our next mission trip. We're going to Kentucky in September to help with construction in some of the poor areas there. So just finding different to fundraise these days was one of them. So
Okay, so it sounds like there's going to be an estimated attendance of about 20 teams of 2, so 40 total.
yep, yeah, that's the goal. Basically, we have all the cornhole, and then basically just have 10 teams versus 10 teams. So we've done it before in other areas. There's not much to it, just people that come out and play for a couple hours, and that's really it.
Okay, so with this, the commission can make the approval of the use of Fay Park. And then since you are a nonprofit, I'm assuming you probably would want the fee waived for the time as well.
It is just goes away from helping others. So ideally, yeah, we try to do fundraisers where we don't have to pay for the location.
Okay. So commissioners, if you have any questions for Amanda, now is the time you can ask them.
It's always a question about porta potties.
I
right?
know, yeah.
So what's
They're
the,
already there.
they're already there? Okay, they're already there for the summer? Perfect.
So how
Yeah,
many-
and I know, like I work with a lot of people in Littleton, and I could always get porta potties. I know somebody that owns a company, worst case, and he would also donate them, but I don't know what the rules are on that kind of thing.
Typically, it's like if an event's under 4 hours, I should say over 4 hours, we would encourage people to get more porta potties depending on how many people are going to be there.
Yeah.
So that's one I would say, since you're going to be there for 3 hours, we have, is it 1 or 2 that's there right now?
There'll be 2 there, but because of the
Okay, so there will be 2 there. So if you feel that, you may need more, or that your numbers are going to increase for your teams, then that might be something we would encourage you to look into, having somebody donate a few more just to make sure you've got coverage for everything.
She's fine.
Okay. Yeah. We'll make sure nobody's going to the bathroom in the woods or anything.
We'll hear it from the neighbors.
Yeah.
Who's responsible for that?
Carry out.
Yes, thank you. Yep, so you're bringing trash barrels with you then? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, the policy for any of the parks usage is carry in and carry out. So
Yeah. We'll make sure we leave it cleaner than we arrived.
Awesome.
Is parking an issue or anything with that size of crowd?
No, that's a great question. So when we go through the process, it has to be sent around to the police department, the fire department, and as well as the highway department, just to make sure, do we need to have barricades? Do we need a police detail for parking, et cetera? I think in this case, there's not a ton of parking. However, the ability to be able to park across the street at 300 King is available, so people can walk across. And one thing I would suggest, Amanda, is if you reach out to the church that's over there, may be able to use their parking lot as well. That's the one on King Street that has the big parking.
Yeah, we do events there too with the bed building and everything. So yeah, I'll definitely reach out to them and ask. I know like a few of the teams will even just be from like my work. We can park at my office and carpool and stuff. So I hope there really shouldn't be that much, but yeah, it's good to plan just in case.
Anything else?
So
I just had a quick question. So, I know, like they said, just to choose a couple dates. So I basically just said, like, if we could try to plan for Saturday, the 18th, and then maybe do like a rain date of Sunday, the 19th. But now I'm just remembering that Sunday's Father's Day. But, do you guys ever do that? Like have a backup date?
We do, yeah. I don't think on the form there was one, but we're more than willing to be able to work with you to figure out a rain date should that happen.
Okay. Maybe just the following Saturday or something. Actually, I'm going to be gone the following Saturday, but we'll just hope that it doesn't rain on the 18th. Life is too busy these days. We're just going to pray it doesn't rain.
Oh,
So do we have a rain date?
I don't think we have one on the books, but we can sort that out with her.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping for just Sunday the 19th, and maybe it'll still work out, but I'm just remembering that that's Father's Day, so I know that's kind of tricky, but maybe we can still use that as a backup.
Yeah, Father's Day. Yeah.
All right, any other questions, comments, concerns?
You permit Hands Up to use Fay Park for a cornhole fundraiser on June 18th with a rain date to be determined and waive the use fee.
second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
All right, Amanda, you're all set.
Have fun.
Okay, thank you very much. And if anybody wants to come play cornhole, let me know.
Az and Brent are gonna send an email out for you to the Cornhole League, so you should
Okay, awesome.
pick up a couple extra teams.
Yeah, that would be awesome. All the money will go towards our mission trip to Kentucky in September, so every little bit helps.
Not catch who seconded that. Aaron, thank you.
There's a
Here,
second email,
I will
right?
put this up. So now I'm
Oh, here we
gonna,
go, right here. Chair, vice chair, authorized signer.
so here, let me do. Yeah,
Yeah. More than welcome to stay and hear the exciting reorganization.
And then you're all set if you wanna take off.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.
All right, have a great
You too.
day.
Night.
Bye.
You can't hear you.
Me? Yeah.
No, these two are over there. mumbling.
Listen, it's called talking to myself. It's not called talking.
Do you want me to get the microphone?
No, there's no microphones in. I will speak up better,
We can do
more
that.
clearer.
Clearer, please, thank you.
All right, so now we are on to to the reorganization of Parks and Rec.
So I'm gonna do the screen share so you guys
Yeah.
can see this.
All right, so do we want to start with the? All right, so we need a chair, vice chair, is that school committee liaison, authorized signer, committee presentation, preservation commission. All right, so who's currently on some of these are already sort of like, got folks in them, right?
Right.
All right, so I think sports council is, I think it's me.
Yes.
It's Saul. Sure.
I don't know, do we have, need two reps on that?
You don't have to. I
No.
think that was something you guys had just
Yeah.
decided to
Right.
make sure you had coverage for that. So that it's, everything can change. It's totally up to you. I said that to Aaron earlier because he's currently on the open space and recreation plan. The two of you are on the sports council, and our community preservation committee representative was Mike Lavaseur. So that was one that needs to be filled. The authorized packet signer, for some reason, I think it's you, Saul,
I
but
think it
I'm
is, yeah.
not 100% sure. We haven't been doing that, so.
I was gonna say, I do
We'll
not
get to
believe I've
that.
been called on to,
But you're just supposed to
He
show up
hasn't
on
signed
Friday to do
anything.
it.
oh, really?
If you get called on, you're in big trouble.
I'm gonna come up with a better system so that we can just do it like online. So it's much easier for you, okay? And then you are currently the vice chair.
Yes, that's me. All right, so why don't we do this? Why don't we go right down the list? So what's gonna happen is one commissioner has to nominate someone before, and it has to be seconded, correct?
Correct.
So somebody has to nominate somebody, so then there's a second, and then we'll vote. I guess you can turn down the nomination, right? If you don't want to be nominated for something, you can say
Somebody's gotta
no.
do it, so
So-
we'll have this
Yeah,
discussion when the
Rachel.
time comes,
And
yeah.
we do rock, paper, scissors to see
Hey.
who gets the,
Whatever's fair.
all right, so do we have any nominations for the chair position of Parks and Recs Commission?
5 options.
Yes.
You got 5 options, come on, friends.
Almost would try, we could pick the vice chair.
God, I knew you were gonna say this. Sure, I will,
Would you like to?
yes, if called upon my fellow commissioners, I will chair.
I will nominate Mr. Electronics to chair this board.
I will second that.
Oh, boy. All right, so now we have to do a voice vote, correct? All right, so, Saul,
Yes.
Kate,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
I'm gonna vote no. I guess I have to vote yes too.
Congratulations.
Oh, yes.
Chair?
Thank you, yes.
Yes. Get you a cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I want a special park all around the town.
All around, okay.
Especially
all
the
around
beach.
town.
All around
Yeah, just here. All right, can we get a nomination for vice chair? I know, I wasn't gonna do it. I was gonna be a empathetic and compassionate chair. All right. Oh, since Saul knocked his sign over. Yeah, that's right. He threw his name into the ring. I will nominate Saul.
Second.
Right. So Aaron,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Saul,
Yes.
Kate,
Yes.
Kevin is a yes. All right, so Saul, you're currently the authorized packet signer, right?
That is correct.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry, school committee liaison. So we go to the school committee meetings?
So, this
That's
is
new,
something,
right?
it is, I should have put new next to this one too. So technically, the school committee has a liaison to our board, who is Jen Gold. So I figured it would make sense for us to also have that, so that person can kind of stay privy to what's going on with the school committee, since we do work really closely with the schools. Typically on our side of things, we're usually working with Superintendent Clenchey and Steve Mark, the finance, business manager. So that's something that it would be helpful for internal for the office to have somebody that's kind of keeping tabs on what's going on there and, having that good relationship with the board side of things.
Does that entail going to all their meetings, or what does it entail?
You can. I would definitely encourage, going to the meetings. I don't know if you're able to make every single one, but yeah, that would be helpful to be able to go to the meetings and kind of be able to report back what's going on with the school.
Anybody interested in this position?
I-
All right,
So,
Yeah, I can't imagine it's gonna be a lot of fun.
yeah.
All right, so,
Review those on.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, backlog.
I don't know about all of them.
Yeah, no.
all right, so I will nominate, Kate, is that something you want to do, you think?
I can take that.
Okay, so I will nominate Kate for the school committee liaison.
Second,
All right, Aaron? Yes. Scott?
Yes.
Saul?
yes.
Kate?
Yes.
Kevin is yes. All right, authorized packet signer. So what does this entail? Can you kind of go over this
I
again?
will indeed.
All right.
So,
Sounds so intriguing. It does.
Pre-COVID, what it entailed was, it's a checks and balance system for all of the finance, essentially paperwork that we do. So that person would come in and take a look at the AP packets, just so that, if you have questions on bills or checks, things that go through, our turnovers. So we have cash, check, and also credit card, as well as P cards. Those are purchasing cards that we use in-house that staff use for paying for field trips, or, Tim uses it down at the beach for Snack Shack, things like that. So essentially it's to be that extra person that's going to go through the finances and just, keep an eye on stuff. If you have questions, then we'll answer them for you, to be able to sign off and say, we've checked the work that they've done and we're good with it. So moving forward, I will start taking those documents, uploading them into DocuSign, so then I can send them to the person. You can review them at your leisure and then sign off. Ask the questions that you need to, then you can sign off. And then, then that will meet the requirements that we want to do for that position.
All right, any questions about the position?
Do you want to stay?
I'm happy to keep doing it, yeah, not that I have had.
So if you want to stay, then we don't have to take a vote on it. You just will continue.
As long as it's not gonna take away from his vice chair.
That's right. He's gonna be very busy.
It actually may help.
Yeah,
It might help you, yeah.
Well, I think I'm on the open space one.
You are, yeah.
So Mike was community preservation, right?
Yes, so this one is a relatively important one. So the Community Preservation Act is essentially a pool of funds that are collected, and there are a few different buckets from which the money is collected and reserved. So there's housing, there is open space, historical, and then there is an active recreation bucket. So the active recreation bucket is something that, allows us to be able to do different projects. And so being able to be part of that committee, you are able to see, how the different requests that are coming in for the usage of those funds, and be able to have a voice on what gets approved. The other component of it is they also decide what the percentages of money going into the buckets are. So that's another important one, to be able to make sure, that there is money that's continually coming into those buckets so that we are able to do projects moving forward. So I think at this point in time, it's somewhere over $500,000 that's in the active recreation bucket, which is really great. So hopefully we'll have some things coming up in the future that we'll be able to use that money.
How often do they meet? It's like a once a month kind of commitment?
They are,
Or as needed?
it's kind of as needed. I know that was one thing that Mike had wished that it was more steady. But yeah, they sort of do it as needed throughout the
They
year.
meet more heavily around the budget seasons
They do.
because it's going into, most of the stuff that people are requesting CPC are tagged to some sort of major project that's going for a vote anyway. So.
So yeah, the town meetings, so fall and we'll call it spring now because really this last one was in spring.
I really think you're kind of off the hook from pretty much spring town meeting through like August or September.
Are you interested in CPC?
Be interested in that, yeah.
Yeah?
So I will nominate Saul.
I'll say.
All right.
You look skeptical.
All right, Kate,
Yes.
Saul,
Yes.
preserve it all. Yes. Aaron,
Yes.
Kevin is a yes. All right, so do you want to, you seem to be busy. Do you want to come off of sports council
Yes.
maybe? And,
Yeah, I'll step back from that one.
okay, and I'm fine
Stay.
staying on that if somebody, and it can be just one person or another person if, you know, I'm fine either way. I would prefer another person, but, you know, I'm happy either way.
What does the sports council rep do?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, so, you know, in years past, we've had just kind of issues coming together and communicating just overall to the youth sports organizations in a cohesive manner and just kind of getting the message out on, you know, field usage, on, you know, when we put our schedules together, construction projects that are going on, things that are basically going to drastically affect anything that they're doing with their membership. We also, you know, are trying to get everybody under the same mindset that, you know, they're one of the largest bases of the community. So as we move forward and, you know, looking at projects that are upcoming, you know, as of, for instance, in July, you know, we lose all the sports fields at the high school so they can start the septic project, right? No one was really privy to any of that information. And had they, you know, been banded together before that, they could have been a louder voice in, you know, saying, hey, we need a solution before we push this project down the road. How do we make that happen? We've been trying to get, you know, field space for a long time, right? And we've talked about, do we put a field at Cooper? Do we push harder to, you know, maybe put AstroTurf in a place like Kerper? Or, you know, when Light and Water ripped up the high school fields, should we put a, you know, pushed harder to put an AstroTurf field up there, you know, to add usages? The other thing is, if we can collectively join everybody together, you know, not only can Park and Rec as a department apply for certain government grants that we're eligible for, but, you know, baseball and soccer and lacrosse could all pool resources. So hypothetically, if we wanted to put lights somewhere on a multifunctional field, you know, everybody could collectively work together better to do those kind of things. Other missions that we kind of went down were, you know, coming up with a cohesive, community-wide, kind of good sportsmanship thing for not only parents and coaches, but anybody who's, you know, participating in any of the leagues. So there's kind of a lot to go together. There's a lot of towns that have this. They put a lot of really good things into play, and, you know, just kind of set the sports organizations up for success down the road, as well as, you know, be the voice for them as the Park and Rec department.
I'm definitely interested in that. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, you participate in our adult sports, so yeah, so
Nice.
that'd be good too. Because
Yep.
he would also be able to fill the role as the voting member for the adult sports if you want to
Oh,
do
okay.
that.
Sure, sure. All right, so I'll nominate Scott.
It's next to me every time.
All right, Aaron. Yes. Scott.
Yes.
Saul.
Yes.
Kate.
Yes.
Kevin is a yes.
All right, so add that, you're also the chair of the group, so
Look at that,
I love it.
sneaky.
All right, so open space, who is?
So
is that-
open space and recreation is currently Aaron,
Okay.
which,
So you're gonna.
yeah, you want to.
Okay, cool. All right.
You guys meeting
I
regularly?
have met once with them so far.
Okay.
It's like, it's
Consistency would be
still
another
in like really slow moving stage.
Swampy waters.
It'll, yeah, it'll pick up, it'll pick up.
A lot of swampy waters. All right, so a new one, Friends of Park and Rec.
What is that?
Just a little background on that.
Yeah,
Still my
so,
binder, Aaron.
I do still have a reminder.
I'm gonna need that back for whoever takes this position.
You got it.
all right. So this is something that, you know, as far as the departments in town, we're kind of one of the only ones that do not have a Friends of or a fundraising mechanism. It's not something that internally Tim or I can do. But it is something that, you know, we need to start developing and getting interest from the community to be able to join that. I know we've talked with Saul a little bit about previous nonprofit organization and, you know, if that's possible to transfer over. So, you know, I don't know if we've ever made any decisions further about that, but
We have not,
you don't have to go into it.
Yeah, I am leaning towards we're probably better off starting from scratch.
Okay, so knowing that that's potentially the case, you know, somebody that's going to be able to sort of be that motivational person that's gonna bring people on board and get people excited about it, so that we can really get this going, get it started, because, you know, I was speaking a little bit earlier with Aaron about, you know, the funding for the town, and currently, you know, we're at a place where we're very, very high to the debt ceiling. So for us to be able to look at doing projects in the future, whether it's parks or, you know, anything that might come up, like if there's a space that, you know, we potentially could bring on, or a piece of property that we could buy, we're really not in a great place as a town to be able to do that. So having a Friends of would allow us a funding mechanism to be able to plan and to be able to do more for the future, because our department is most definitely growing. So that's ultimately the goal of this position. You would be supported. It's not like a, you know, hey, Aaron, go out and get this done today. You got this, mister.
Well, Tim sent me the book and basically told me that.
So it's a 67-page book directly from the National Park and Rec, and you literally follow page by page, and when you're done, you're done.
You have one, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
The other piece that we had spoken with the sports council on, if you know you want to tag team this with Scott, is you know those guys are a perfect resource to pull you know some of their mechanisms into that group as well.
Yeah.
So it has to be like a 501c3 or
Yep.
whatever, and organized and its own board and all that, right?
Correct.
So this position would be to sort of help start the Friends of, and then sort of be the,
So hopefully they will like,
take it and run.
go off, little bird.
Yep.
You know,
I can like hip check you in the right direction. I just can't like
we can't,
take you to the direction.
yeah.
You water.
Yes. I think he's calling me stupid.
No, we just
He's a horse.
Or a horse, yeah. Hey. All right, anybody with interest in
Nonprofit interest.
nonprofit interest and sort of that skill set that might be helpful?
Shouldn't that be like something worth that?
I feel like we've tried to do that in the past and it's not really gone anywhere. So it might be better to have someone, and
We
then
also all
if you
can't
need
meet
help,
outside of a meeting, so.
Oh, yeah.
that is also
Right.
correct. Thank you, Saul. Two of you
So
can.
two of us can do it.
So bus stop talk.
We can table this one for the next meeting too, I guess, and just sort of, if folks have interest or they want to sort of think about it, see if there's some marshaling of resources they can do.
Yeah.
So why don't we?
Aaron looks like he's about to say.
I'll scan, no, I wasn't gonna talk for something. I'll scan the 67-page document that Tim sent me, and I'll get that up to everybody so everybody can start looking at it.
Oh, we'll see you. I thought you were like gonna read it.
Yeah, I know you're saying scan it and give us a book report.
I meant like actually scan it.
And send it out. Okay.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to figure out how to do the adopted part.
So the other piece is, you know, obviously we just had our elections. I think if one of you wanted to reach out to Suzanne, who was the runner-up to the board, maybe she might have interest in participating. That'd be a good way to get involvement in the Park and Rec as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you know, this is the first time we've, you know, had a bunch of people
Right.
tested related to Park and Rec. So I don't know if Suzanne might be interested
That's a
in
great
helping
point.
with that, because that would be a great fill and essentially, you know, be like a board seat because it's.
You're gonna, yeah, I mean, you're gonna need, eventually you're gonna need 5 to 9 people anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So it might be a good place to look if somebody wants to reach out to
I
her.
can reach out to her.
Yeah, okay. So I will table it for now, and we can come back to that at the next meeting. And then, yeah, Kate, if you want to reach out, that would be lovely. Yeah. Okay,
All right.
so we are all set with that.
All right. Requests for vote on summer office hours.
Yes, so, and I just took off the screen share. All right, so this time every year, we change the office hours because summer is definitely our busiest time of year. So typically our office hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then on Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and we're closed on Saturday and Sunday. So in the summertime, our office specifically, so the beach runs at different hours. So our office specifically would be open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then would be closed on Saturday and Sunday. We would have this time frame start June 20th to be able to allow us to get some of the paperwork done before the first week of camp starts. And then it would end on September 1st, which gets us through all of our summer programming before we start into the school year. So we would revert back to normal hours on September 2nd.
So Addie's switching her hours to 8 o'clock next Monday.
That's okay.
So the office will be open starting at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. So yeah, if there's any questions about that,
You're budgeted for this.
yeah, we're good. And
So
we're
you're
switching,
adding 7 hours, all right.
what's that?
Adding 7 hours.
Yeah, so we'll get to this a little bit later on the update. We currently have 2 front desk people.
Just now. Hour in the morning and
2 on Friday.
2 on Friday,
Yeah.
so 3.
Plus
3,
4.
5, yeah. 8.
8.
Right, 8, so 8. 5 days a week is an hour in the morning, plus the afternoon is 8.
You're double adding. 7.
7.
4 plus 3.
8. 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12.
No, he's asking total, so it's 5 days of an hour in the morning, which is 5 hours,
Yes,
and then you have
2 extra
2
hours.
extra hours on the back end of the day on Friday.
Yeah.
So 7.
7. Okay.
Correct. 7.
Yes, so we will have coverage ahead of time, we'll have coverage now, but as far as our office being open to the public, these would be our new hours. Questions, comments, concerns?
Do we accept those summer hours as is? Options to change should we feel fit?
Listen to you.
Wow. Look at that. Freestyling here.
Freestyling, yeah.
Give it a second.
Second.
Oh, nobody wants to. All right, Kate,
Yes.
Saul,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes, sir.
Kevin's a yes.
All right, Mr. Mahowski, special events.
All right, so special events, I think the only thing on the slide was third Thursday. So we have third Thursday coming up. Unfortunately, we had to cancel the May one. It rained that day, and as it sits right now with the way that we've been getting weather, Fay Park is extremely mushy. So hopefully we will get some drier weather and we will have third Thursday this coming Thursday, June 16th, I believe it is.
Yep.
So spread the word if you have any vendors out there, if you know of anybody who is in the community who wants to come out. Typically, we see anywhere from about 500 to 1,000 people come through the event. We do have food trucks. We also have live music. It's a pretty awesome time. Kaz and Brent are doing one-day cornhole tournaments in each with our adult cornhole league. So that's something that's new that's happening this year as well. I will be coming to you guys for the month of August because we were asked in one of the conversations I had with Anthony to do some small kind of beer tent at one of those. So invite Sugar Winery and some of the other things and have alcohol available at one of the third Thursdays. So we'll put that on your guys' docket at the same time that we try to pull the license for Oktoberfest. And just kind of putting all that together. We are helping EHS this Thursday night with the Spring Fling, which is going to be a dance social for the seniors. So we'll be helping them out at the high school beginning about 3 o'clock. They're doing dinner and dancing. There's a live band there. We're going to do it at the high school cafeteria. So it should be a really, really good time. Other than that, just kind of cruise through summer with third Thursdays and then get into Oktoberfest and get into the rest of our stuff. So more to come on special events. Always nice to have you guys at special events too.
Please
Come
come.
on down.
They are. They're loads of fun, especially third Thursday is a blast.
All right, director's report.
All right, so director's report and is something that we're going to do every month just to give you guys a heads up. So at the regular meetings, every once in a while we may have a special meeting that's called. We wouldn't do this then. But I'm going to review the department finances and give you any other updates that may be necessary for the department. So as far as finances go, so I usually will do a month snapshot, a year-to-date snapshot, and then also give you a year-to-date to look at where the programs are. So this is something, we've had an enterprise fund, we still do, but we're going off of that and we'll be switching on to a revolving come July 1st. But, our let's see, intake of revenue is kind of like, definitely, you can see the bowl shape that we've got here. So, leading up to summer, we end up making a lot more. And then definitely in fall and winter, we have a lot less that's, coming in or turning over. So as far as April goes, we had another positive month here, which is really great. The month to month is something I don't really focus a whole lot on this because it just gives you that like window snapshot and that changes a little bit. So it's really the year to date, which will be on the next slide, that gives us some of that really great information. Any questions on this before I move on? All right. So this always does this. For some reason, when you save it to Google and then bring it back, it like moves everything around. So here, bring it back up. There we go. All right. So year to date, we currently have the almost 400,000, which is really great up to this point as an overall net for the department. So, you know, the last couple of months, we've been getting in a lot of revenue when it comes to all of the summer programs. So Camp Tahadawan, our Teen Adventures program, our sailing program. We have sports camps that happen in the summertime, as well as enrichment programs. So a lot of those, all of the funds are coming in for those programs. And then as we get into the summer, you'll start seeing the expenditures and wages come in. So, you know, it's the revenue comes first and then the expenditures are going to come after, you know, as you would expect. But so right now we're kind of getting that store in place to be able to handle all of those wages and expenditures coming up in the future. But, you know, we're looking really good at that spot to be 400,000 in the positive, which I'll take that. It's pretty healthy.
How's that compared to years past?
Very good, especially through COVID.
This will be our
COVID
best
was
year ever.
very bad. This is absolutely our best year, ever to this point. So, you know, it's nice to be able to see that trend that, you know, people are wanting to get back out there to do programs again. COVID was really hard for us. We definitely, financially, we're not doing very great. And 2020, we actually had to ask the town for funds to be able to help us because there was a lot, we had taken money in and then had to give all that refunded back. So yeah, so this is a great sign that we're, you know, getting to a good place. I would say sailing's pretty close to being filled. The number for Camp T is really, really getting up there, which is amazing to see. So I don't know, this year we might have some full weeks of camp, which would, you know, blow my mind because that's never happened before, but I really genuinely think that that's going to happen. So if you're waiting to sign up for Camp T, sign up now. All right. So any questions on any of this? And you can review it and, you know, get back to me too if you have questions. And then just overall, we usually go through this with our program coordinators just to let them know where they're at as far as their programs are going. So right now, all of the different program areas, adult sports, sports camps, community education, teen adventures, ski, school vacation programs, after school, and Camp T, they're all above positive, which is really great. So again, you know, that just is a reflection of the year to date that we saw previously. So we're doing really well. And, you know, being able to get some of these extra funds in that hopefully we'll be able to have allows us to be able to do better programming, to be able to get supplies and equipment for the programs that we run as well. So we've kind of been running on shoestrings and duct tape for a while, so it will be very nice to be able to not have to do that anymore. So yeah, that's our year to date for programs. All right. So our staff update. We have hired Kelsey Janetti on as our office coordinator position. So her first day was on the 16th. She's taking over the 25-hour-a-week position. So Abby will be stepping down to the 19. She wanted to, for the two new commissioners, she did want to reduce her hours. So that gave us the opportunity to bring in Kelsey. And so she's, you know, working, training. She's doing a great job. She's amazing. And then, so she'll be doing her training for the next few weeks. And then I think you said Abby's going to start at 8 o'clock next week. So then they'll be doing their split.
Tuesday, yep.
Yep. So yes, Tuesday, because Monday we are closed. So Tuesday, then we will start that process where Abby will work in the morning. There'll be some overlap, and then Kelsey will finish out for the day. So yeah, we're excited to have her on board. She's pretty dang amazing. Town meeting review. So I don't know if everybody got to go to town meeting. So I just want to review a few things. These are the main articles that affected Our department, I guess I can put an A in there instead of an E. So the main thing is our budgeting for fiscal year 2023 was all approved. So that included the creation of the $1.1 million revolving fund, the continuation of the use of the enterprise fund, and a general fund budget subsidy, whatever you would like to call it. It's going to cover essentially some of the full-time staffing, as some of the special events, and the utilities that we have to pay for some of the parks and facilities that we have. We did get approval of the capital request for the to replace the 2005 12-passenger van. So I'm currently working on getting quotes for that so we can get that in. It's probably going to take longer than we expect, since everything that's going on with all the vehicles and being able to find something. So we would like to have it by the summer, but I don't think that that's realistic. So we're probably looking at fall, hopefully not going into winter, but hopefully by winter. And then the last piece of it is that there was a lot of previous years that had unused capital funds. And so those funds were dissolved and pooled into a fund that's now going to cover the town office space needs and improvements. So this is going to cover some of the renovations for the old library. So again, for the new commissioners, we did update and completely redo the third floor of the library and turn that into teen center, clubhouse, whatever you want to call it. We hope that we're going to be able to open it to the public, for public use in the future. But currently the teens are hanging out there. But the next phase of that would be for us to renovate the second floor to be able to move the Parks and Rec department over there. So offices and program space. Hopefully we'll have a couple of like fitness studio areas, things like that. So we'll be developing that over the summer, and hopefully by September, we'll be able to move our offices from 31 over to 41, which would be, we're excited to be able to do that and make that change. So we'll keep you up to date as things go along. We're going to start some meetings actually tomorrow to start talking about the usage of those funds and how we're going to get that moving. So those were the big ones, at least for our department, for town meeting. Any questions, comments?
The survey, was that part of that funding?
No, we already have funding for that. We just
Okay.
need to get it going. So we're still working on being able to do the request for bid. So Joe was working on that before he left. So our assistant town administrator took a job as a town manager for is it City of Upton? Town of Upton. Town of Upton. So that was kind of left a little bit in a lurch. So we need to, see what we can do to get that moving. It sounds like there's two pieces that need
I'm just waiting for
town
information from town
solicitor.
council.
Yeah.
It's all, we're all good.
So as soon as we get that done with town council, then we'll get that out and we'll get it moving. Good question. All right. So the update. So for those of you that had a chance to go out and take a look at the labyrinth, they did put in the dedication rock, which is really sweet. They also did hydro seed, because I know people were really concerned about it just being torn up and dirt everywhere. So there is hydro seed down, and fingers crossed, it'll start growing. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. We did talk a little bit earlier about the rocks and being able to try to get the community engaged on, bringing some of those painted rocks to that site. That was the whole purpose of this, to give those rocks a home. So I'll be in touch with Geraldine Miller and Kim Ahern, and just to see, what game plan they had to try to involve the Cultural Council to see what we can do to really get that moving. But if you're listening and you want to put some painted rocks out there, go out, do it. Just add them to it. It's great.
I could put a post on the mom's Facebook page.
Yeah, absolutely. So, huh?
We got ousted.
Yeah.
They didn't like
Yeah.
Trip Parker.
No.
Yeah. No, I remember.
Well, that would be wonderful. I
Yeah,
really
no.
appreciate that. All right. And that is all that I have for you all.
The
Yeah.
swing at the beach. Is that-
Going in tomorrow, buddy.
Okay.
First thing on tomorrow's list. Jason Frizzoli, Wolf Mitchell, myself will be putting in a swing.
All right.
Jason Frizzoli is back.
If I can just circle back.
Yes.
Is there anything that I should be aware of when I ask them to put rocks out or?
At this point in time, I mean, we're not looking for boulders.
No, but.
Yeah, yes.
No, but
No,
Keep
yeah,
them in
just
the labyrinth.
keep them in the labyrinth.
Follow the pattern.
You got it,
Okay.
yes. So, we really, this was one of the discussions that we had when this project came up is, oh, are people gonna go out there and start painting the rock wall and yada, yada, yada. So that is not the intent. The intent is to be able that, if kids are creating these painted rocks, the ones that they had wanted to put out into the public for people to find and really appreciate, that's what we're looking for to be added to the labyrinth itself. And when you look at it, the design of the rocks is very clear, so you can just add them to that design and we'll keep it going and see what happens. Yeah.
I guess if folks put those painted rocks out before with conservation or somebody complained about the rocks, then maybe see if they can find them again and bring them back. kind of thing.
Yeah, that was kind of one of the big issues
nice
is
touch.
that they were on the trails.
Yes.
So if
Spreading
people,
joy.
It's a very hot topic.
it is a hot topic. So if anyone is impassioned about, rescuing those rocks that have the sweetest intention in the world, we have a home for them. Bring them to us. We'll take care of it. Yeah.
All right, any new business?
None.
Business? No. This is our favorite motion, I believe, right?
No old business.
Oh, no, old business? Ah, darn it.
Nice
Any old
try.
business?
And then here, Fred appreciated this so much that I got to do that.
Yes. Yay, the happiest to know.
I put up these wonderful pictures just for you guys to see some of the things that we do throughout the month. So this was our all staff meeting. So once we have gone through the process of interviewing and hiring everybody, there's like a one big onboarding night. So this is pretty much most of our staff that's going to be working for us this summer. I'm sure you can recognize Kaz. If you don't know Brent, he is the guy in the blue shirt in the very front. Tim, he's up there, and then Sam is sandwiched in between them. So those are our program coordinators and, Tim. So there you go. Everybody else is summer staff.
It's been fun seeing the Facebook post of all these.
Isn't that awesome? I really
Yeah,
love
yeah,
people
great.
doing that. Yeah. So, yeah, we're excited to have them on board and, I don't know, it's just something, it's like this fresh energy that comes in every year. So it's really, really sweet. It's a great experience. They're great people, for sure.
All right, and no old business. Let's, do we get a motion to adjourn?
Stay here. We can hang out.
I will raise that we adjourn.
Second? Anyone? I don't think I can, right? I can't.
Second.
All right. Kate?
Yes.
Oh, we don't have to, we don't have to do a roll call, right? All right. We have to ask everyone?
Well,
We have to roll call? No, we have, yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.
8:02.
Look at that. See that, Fred?
Amazing.